The McGill-Baffin project was a project that brought specialized consulting health services to the Eastern Arctic and the Baffin Zone. Now it's called Nunavut. In 1973, I was appointed director of the Division of Cardiology at the Montreal General Hospital, and it was shortly after that that Dr. Douglas Cameron, who was the project director, the zone director, called me into his office and said I was going to be the consulting cardiologist to the Baffin region. Douglas Cameron, who was physician-in-chief, was a very strong-minded person, and there wasn't room for much discussion with Cameron. When he said jump, it wasn't a question of when, but how high. When I first went there in '73, I saw no Inuit people with coronary heart disease, heart attacks, or angina, as we call it, and no history of stroke. By the time they developed the white man's diet habits, smoking junk food with salt intake and high blood pressure, then over the 30 years I began to see more and more cases of coronary heart disease. The biggest shock, I would say, was having to deal through an interpreter. You have to develop rapport with your patients as a physician, and it's much more difficult to develop rapport with them when you have to speak to them continually through an interpreter. You might have to tell somebody that they needed a valve replacement, which was a very serious operation, particularly in those days, and it was hard to make them understand that.
I was born in Iqaluit in Baffin Island, and my family is from Pangarton, a small Inuit community just south of the Arctic Circle. I grew up in the United States after that, but I've gone back many times to visit my family. Can you stick out your tongue and say, ah? I think I decided I wanted to study medicine about the time when I visited my grandmother and went with her to the nursing station and saw the healthcare that she was provided. It was such a sharp contrast to what I was used to. And so for me, that was a big proponent of why I wanted to go into medicine and to give back to my community.
Oh, hi, Elaine. Nice to see you again.
Good to see you too.
Winning the Burgess scholarship was amazing, and it's great that Dr. Burgess and others have created a scholarship to help promote Aboriginal students and to realize that it is something that needs to be focused on and it is important to promote within communities.
When I meet students like Elaine and others, I'm very encouraged to see them training in the health professions, and I would hope that she will serve as a role model, Elaine will, to other people in those northern communities, that they will finish their schooling and be interested in training as a health professional.